Hi, Mridula. Firstly, congratulations on clearing UGC NET and not just clearing it, but also qualifying as a JRF. So please introduce yourself.
Hello, ma'am. First of all, thank you so much. I am Mridula Chaudhary, and I have recently completed DLLB from Kurukshetra University, and recently I'm pursuing LLM from Rajiv Gandhi National Law University, and that's it.
Okay, okay. So, um, can you please tell us what made you choose law in the first place? And after doing your law, how come you chose LLM as an option?
Yes. Actually, I always wanted to do law. It was like my first priority that I always wanted to do law. And there are many more options after law, like you can go into academics and many more options. But I always wanted to go into academics. I
Okay, okay,
always wanted to become an assistant professor and I wanted to do research. So that
okay.
is why I decided to give UGC NET exam.
Okay, okay. So law was also in the frame earlier, since the beginning you wanted to do law, or there were more disciplines on your option list?
Ma'am, actually, there were much more disciplines at that time.
Okay,
Initially,
okay,
like law was something that I did not expected initially, but
okay.
later on, I chose to do law.
Okay, so law was not the first choice, but you were clear about the fact that you wanted to pursue academics and be a assistant professor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. Chaliye. So, can you please tell us how was the journey of preparing UGC NET? बिकॉज कोई भी एग्जामिनेशन जो है इट टेक्स अ लॉट्स ऑफ एफर्ट एंड बहुत डिसिप्लिन चाहिए सो हाउ वाज योर जर्नी
Ma'am, journey was very like there was a lot of hard work that was required to clear UGC NET, and I prepared for 3 months only from March to May, and in June, 15th June, there was my exam.
ओके
Okay, and also I was in my semester exams were also going on at that particular time. And during my preparation, I also had my sessionals, I also had my semester exams, I also had my seminars that were going on in the college. So, along with that, I was preparing for UGC NET exam. And also on the day when my exam was there on the 16th June, I also had my semester exam in the morning. So I was also preparing for that as well. And there was only 1 hour that was left between the semester exam and the UGC NET exam. And but yeah, I did it.
ओके दैट वाज अ
So
नैरो एस्केप आई वुड से
there was like a lot of hard work that is
या
required to clear
यस
UGC
यस
NET exam. Because there's lot of syllabus that you have to do. There's
यस
paper one, there's paper two. Like you have to cover a lot of things.
Exactly. Could you please elaborate our LAC family about paper one and paper two? Like, what is the syllabus of paper one? Okay, like briefly, and what is the syllabus of paper two? And what are the approaches? Because both the papers are very different from each other. So, what were the strategies that were required to prepare both the subjects, like both the papers?
So for a law student, paper one is completely new. Okay.
Okay.
It consists of 10 units in itself. Okay.
Okay.
And those 10 units are completely different for what we have studied in our law school. That
Mm-hmm.
is complete new for us. Okay. It basically consists of 10 units, such as it has teaching aptitude, it has research aptitude, you have to cover environment, you
Mm-hmm.
have to cover higher education,
Okay.
there's also maths, there's also data interpretation. So syllabus is like completely different.
Yes.
And if someone wants to clear UGC NET, then he has to prepare thoroughly with paper one, because that is the game changer.
Oh.
Because each and every student may have studied law in their law school, okay,
Mm-hmm.
but these units, no one have studied these units in their law school. So focusing on paper one is very very important. And they are not asking direct questions from paper one as well. Like they are asking very different and very difficult sort of questions from paper one. Like you have to prepare very thoroughly
Okay.
when it comes to paper one. And when it comes to paper two, so it also covers a wide range of subjects. Like there's a lot of subjects that you have to cover and you have to go through.
Okay.
Like there's different subjects such as it consists of jurisprudence, then you have constitutional, comparative law, you have IPR, you have IT Act, then you have IPP, you have Hindu law, you have family law, you have Muslim law, and many other minor subjects also, such as Motor Vehicle Act.
Okay.
Then you have Lok Adalats Act.
Mhm.
Then there are like other also minor legislations are covered. Then you also have to cover tort,
Okay.
contract, like there's so many subjects in paper 2 as well.
Okay.
And you cannot ignore any subject in paper 2.
Exactly. You never know what would they be asking and which subject they would be concentrating more on. So, as you said, the syllabus is very vast. What was your strategy? And as you said, the paper one is entirely different and alien to the law students. So, how did you prepare? Like, what strategy did you choose for paper one, and what was the strategy for paper two?
So for first of all, I will talk about paper 2.
Yeah.
So when it comes to paper 2, first of all, I started preparing for it by solving previous year question papers.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, I started with that, and
Mhm.
I had solved around 5 to 6 previous year questions.
Okay.
Then after solving that 5 to 6 question papers, I came to know that what sort of questions they are asking
Mhm.
and on which areas they are focusing more,
More.
on which areas they are asking more questions.
Okay.
So I basically, first of all, tried to solve the previous year questions.
Okay.
And from that, I got a little bit idea like how I have to move forward.
Exactly.
Then after solving those, I basically, after solving the previous year questions, then what I came to know is that they are not consistent with what they are asking. Okay.
Okay.
Like for this time, they have dominated the paper with IPR and with the international law. Okay.
Mhm.
And in the previous attempt, they had dominated the paper, like there were more questions from the comparative law.
Okay.
Okay. And like they are changing their pattern in every attempt.
Yes.
Okay. So you cannot decide from which subject more questions will be coming. You cannot decide that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Because in many paper they are asking more questions from the environmental law. Okay.
Okay.
And I also solved one paper in which IT Act was dominated. Like there were 10 questions from IT Act.
Oh.
And I was also expecting that I will get any question from
Okay.
information technology, and there was no question from information technology.
Okay. Okay.
So they are changing their pattern in every attempt. You cannot decide that from which subject you will get more questions. So when a student is preparing for UGC NET, okay, so he has to study all the subjects in a very holistic manner, because you may not know what may come.
Exactly. True.
But there's some subjects from which they are asking questions every time. Like jurisprudence, they'll ask 10 questions from jurisprudence will
Okay.
come. Then even from constitutional law, we try to study the initial part, the fundamental rights
Yes.
and
Yes.
the
Yes.
DPSC, right?
Yeah.
But they are not asking questions from that.
Okay.
They are at this time they ask questions from the state legislation.
Oh.
And that's quite unexpected because we do not focus on that.
Exactly.
They are asking questions from the later part more, not from the initial part. And a student focuses obviously on the initial part and not on
Initial
the
part.
later.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And even IPC, I would like to say that's quite easy. The questions were quite
Okay.
easy from
Mhm.
IPC. That was
Okay.
bearable. That can be done. But international law was very tough this time.
Okay.
Like there were many theories
So they
and
have
many
been random in their choices about choosing the subjects and number of questions from each subject. So, what about the paper one?
Yeah. So paper 1, obviously I solved the previous year question
Yes.
papers. And also there was one book which I solved was KBS Madan.
Okay.
And I read the chapters from that only.
Yes. Yes.
And I prepared a lot for data interpretation.
Okay.
I had solved the many previous year question papers,
जी
but
जी.
this time data interpretation was so difficult that I don't think so much of the students were able to solve that.
Mm-hmm.
So it consists of 10 marks, but it was very difficult. So,
Okay.
but one thing, you have to cover paper one very holistically, very comprehensively, because
Okay.
they are not asking questions directly.
Okay.
The questions were quite tricky.
Okay, okay, okay. So as you said that while you were attempting your UGC NET, you were already multitasking with your college examinations. Then you said that the approach of the question paper is very random, like they choose random questions, random subjects, random number of questions from each subject. Okay, nothing is fixed as such. So it has been a hard journey, I would like to say that. So, and in that hard journey with your constant hard work, you always need some companion. I guess LEAC has been such a kind of companion in your journey. So could you please elaborate how did we help you? How did LEAC help you in clearing UGC NET?
Yeah. So there was a good role of LegalEdge after college in my
Okay.
journey. I would
Yes.
obviously say that.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to tell that when it comes to law paper,
Yeah.
LegalEdge after college has really helped me.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, Many of the students, they say jurisprudence is very difficult. I
Yeah.
had studied jurisprudence from Bhumika ma'am,
Okay.
and jurisprudence was so easy for me. I had corrected 10 out of 8 questions in jurisprudence. Can you believe
Oh,
that?
nice.
And after Bhumika ma'am made me study this jurisprudence,
Yes.
it became so easy for me. Like now, I feel that jurisprudence is just a cup of tea for me. Like it's very easy. And
Exactly.
in UGC net paper also, I like the questions that were coming from jurisprudence.
Yes.
I was able to solve them like बहुत
Okay.
easily.
Okay.
Because they were so easy because ma'am had made us study all those things in the class itself, and
Exactly.
also you provide notes as well.
Yes.
So that was also very beneficial. All was from that when it comes to jurisprudence.
Okay.
And when it comes to IPC, Yuakshi ma'am was really helpful when it comes to IPC.
Okay.
Like uh, even in IPC, my most of the questions are correct.
Okay.
Like the notes which you have provided for IPC,
Yeah.
everything was covered in that.
Okay.
So it was very helpful for me, even for family law also. Like it was very helpful. The notes was very helpful, and
Mhm.
there was a lot of help that I got from the teachers.
Exactly.
Like the teachers are also very cooperative. When you
Yeah.
will ask anything from them, they will like provide you the solution at that moment only. They'll try
Exactly.
to help you
Exactly.
as much as
Exactly.
they can. So there
Okay.
was a lot of role of LegalEdge after college in my
Okay.
success. I would like to say, I would
Okay.
like to thank Bhumika ma'am, Yuvakshi ma'am, Neelam ma'am
Okay.
for guiding me,
Okay.
for teaching me these difficult subjects.
Yes, so as you said that jurisprudence was a tough subject, yeah, it is a kind of subject where the students happen to tremble a bit while attempting the answers, and as you said that the legal age after college has made that subject very easy for you. So I get that is the place where the institutes have to come in and make the subjects easy for the students. After all, it has to be your hard work. You have to study, but it's our job to make the subjects easy, and I'm so happy to know that legal age was successful in making those subjects easy for you. Then I would like to ask you another thing that what is the plan now? So, where is your journey going to take you right now? What are your plans about academics or what you want to do? Because you have cleared NET as well as JRF. So, PhD is on the list, or what is the next plan, next step?
Obviously, I will go into academics. I will pursue PhD,
Okay.
and I really wanted to become an assistant professor. So, like, I would be pursuing PhD after completing my LLM.
Okay, okay. So there's a lot of clarity and passion about being a professor.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, that's nice. Okay, the young India needs more of young, enthusiastic academicians, I guess, so that the students are always interested in the classes, and when the age gap between the student and the faculties are less, it's more easy to communicate with them. So I guess
yeah,
the kind of passion
that's
that you have
actually,
would be helpful for your students as well.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so Ajit, can you share some tips and tricks for our students?
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to paper two, first of all, try to solve the previous year question
Okay.
papers.
Hmm.
Focus on jurisprudence more because they every time they ask a lot of
Okay.
questions from jurisprudence.
Hmm.
And when it comes to constitutional law, focus on the later part of the constitutional law, and
Okay.
not on the initial part.
Okay.
And also, index is very important when it comes to UGC NET. Okay,
Okay.
thorough reading of the index because
Mm-hmm.
you do not know what section they might ask. You do
Okay.
not know.
Mm-hmm.
So there should be you should be thorough with the index of each and every subject.
Okay.
Okay. So especially in contract, there's a lot of things which you have to cover in contract. You
Okay.
have to be thorough with the index.
Index.
Okay. And when it comes to the IT Act, you have to like cover the initial definitions. The section and the definition part is very important.
Okay.
Uh, वैसे तो when it comes to definition part is very important of all the subjects because
Mm-hmm.
they are asked a lot of questions from definition as well. They'll ask a
Okay.
section that
Mm-hmm.
they'll write the definition and they'll ask the section from which section it belongs to.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. In IPR, you have to focus more on the theories. They ask a lot of questions from theories and
Okay.
also from the acts.
Okay.
You also have to focus on the minor subjects a bit because
Yeah.
repeatedly they are asking questions from minor subject also, like competition act. They will
Mm-hmm.
always ask 1 to 2 questions from that. They're
Okay.
like it's very easy to score that 4 marks
Mm-hmm.
because the competition act is very small, but the syllabus of competition act is very less, so
Okay.
you can easily cover that.
Acha, acha.
Then in family law, you have to cover you have to cover everything from the Bare Act. Like you have
Okay.
to study Bare Act very
Direct
thoroughly.
oriented
Yeah.
preparation. Okay.
So this was all which I focused on. And
Okay.
when it comes to paper one, when it comes to DI, you have to solve a lot of questions of DI, and
Okay.
you may not know what question they might ask
Okay.
because this time DI was very tricky,
Mm-hmm.
and many times DI is very tricky, and you may not
Okay.
solve that very easily.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And in every the other units of people, one you have to be very thorough with the topics which are given in the unit because they
Mm-hmm.
are not asking direct questions. Okay,
Okay.
they are asking questions with the modifications and they are
Mm-hmm.
asking tricky questions from paper one. And
Okay.
paper one is the game changer because everybody study law in their law school. Okay,
Exactly. True. True.
if you are focusing more on the paper one, then you will be able to clear net or DRF.
Okay.
If you're not focusing on paper one and you're saying कि चलो भाई no paper one paper two आता है, let's go and get them. No, you cannot do it. You have to focus on paper one very much
Okay.
because I also focused a lot on paper one.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing which you can do in paper one is that like there are 10 units. Okay, you
Okay.
can cover 7 units very thoroughly,
Okay.
like very thoroughly.
Uh-huh.
If you are not able, if you have short duration of time or
Yes.
you
Yes.
cannot cover, you can pick 7 units and you can cover that very thoroughly. This can help you to score plus 60, so for sure in paper one.
Acha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
Okay.
it.
So before ending the interview, Mridula, last but not the least, see, any examination needs a lot of precision, and examinations like UGC need a lot of precision while understanding your syllabus and the questions that have been asked in previous year. Then they need a lot of understanding of each and every subject and the examination pattern. Also, they need a lot of hard work and practice is involved while attempting these examinations. But the most important thing is discipline while preparing for an examination like that, you need a lot of discipline. So what kept you motivated to remain disciplined towards your examination? Could you please tell a few words about that?
So basically, what kept me motivated was that because I had the determination to clear UGC NET in first attempt. I
Okay.
always wanted to clear UGC NET into first attempt because I don't wanted to give second or third or fourth attempt. So
Okay.
that was the determination that I had.
Okay.
No, I want to clear UGC NET in first attempt only. That was the motivation for me.
Oh,
It differed from person to person. The motivation it differs. But
yeah, definitely.
for me the motivation was that I have this 3 months and I will crack it in these 3 months only. This was my motivation that motivated me every day. I was clear in my mind that I do not want to give this exam in December because I really do not want to study these same things again.
Exactly. So
So this
I
was
guess this is a good piece of motivation because I have hardly learned from students or heard from students that this was their motivation. But this should be their motivation at times because often students attempt the papers like it's a reoccurring examination. There are a lot of number of attempts. There's no bar to the number of attempts. So people go smooth with their paper and they're like, okay, अगली बार भी तो है दे देंगे types. So I guess this kind of a mindset tries to decelerate your preparation and उसकी वजह से कहीं हम स्लो डाउन हो जाते हैं एंड वी आर लेफ्ट बिहाइंड एंड द एग्जाम क्लियर करने से हम चूक जाते हैं बट देन दिस इज अ गुड पीस ऑफ मोटिवेशन दैट यू हैव टू क्लियर योर examination in the first attempt and get a good rank in that examination. I guess many students should pursue this kind of a motivation rather than something more macro. They should try to manage this micro thing that they have to attempt the examination and clear it in first attempts. So it was nice talking to you, Mridula.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, chalo, bye, take care, and best of luck for your future journey.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.